environment. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, we're trying it.
Okay, so I will just be moderating this, and we'll start with the very first candidate. So the first candidate to speak will be Vincent C. Prince.
Beautiful girl.
So Susan is right there. She'll signify when there is a minute left.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's elders, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience in terms of sticking around and having letting us have our say. I'm the son of the late Nick and Eileen Prince. We lost our parents a while back, and so it's been a challenge. For the talking. I talked Betsy for a long time, and then she passed away at a very, very sad time for me. But it's good to be back. It's good to be here. I'm honored and thankful to be nominated. I believe I bring a big, big set of skills, and I want to talk about those skills and the work that I've done, not only in this community, but in other communities. I also want to talk a little bit about my cultural upbringing and what I bring to the table with respect to my culture and my support of that culture and the passing on of that culture. I think is very, very important. I also want to talk about how I want to move forward with my term in office. I grew up, didn't finish school like some people, and got kicked out. And was very fortunate about that, because back then you could go and get to a job site, and they would put you to work. So that's what I did. I spent about 16 years building. I actually was one of the supervisors when we built this Kwah a long time ago. And so I'm really proud to be able to do that. I'm really proud of those accomplishments, skills that we brought forward, the skills that was taught by my dad and my brothers. And so I went on to the road for a while, and I went and built houses in other areas. I went to apartments and stores, things like that. And then it started to change for me. I went back to school. I went and did some business training. I went back and finished a grade 12, of course, throughout that time. But I went back and did some business training, and other doors started to open for me. I was an educator at the College of New Caledonia, an educator with the Friendship Center in Prince George. And way back in 1995, I was asked to sit as part of the planning committee for the Aboriginal Business Development Center in Prince George. I was their first employee in December of 1995, and I've been involved with that organization since that date. I'm currently the executive director of that organization, and have been since 2011 when I left this community. Before that, though, I ran I think a very successful youth program called the Young Warriors, and for 8 years before that, I ran my own private tourism business here in Fort James, and had a lot of success with that. It really brought me closer that time with my dad that I came back and did that, and had about 3.5 years with him as a result of that. And so I was very, very thankful that I took that time and left my work that I was doing in the store and came back with my family. I've raised, I think, about 9 kids, some of them for a lot of years, others for only 4 or 5, because we just kept taking kids in. We had a big house over there that I had, so we ended up with lots of different kids staying there at different times, and so I was always happy with that. I currently have 4 grandchildren, and have a house in Prince George, and I live with my daughter and her husband and 2 of my grandchildren. So I try to keep very, very rewarding. The cultural component, we were always taught by my folks to stay involved with the culture. When we came back and started the tourism business, I think it was really a good opportunity to spend time with my dad. And I got to hear a lot of the stories about the people, about the land, the importance of the land, and I think it's really, really important to make sure that we maintain that connection with the land. It's the values, I think, running the youth program, it was the values that we were able to teach, the value of sharing and caring, love for the land, the love for each other, and being able to connect those youth with the elders in the community a number of different times, but every year, I think is also really important for us. I think the biggest thing in terms of my time here as chief is I want to listen to you. I want to be able to address concerns that you have. I have a lot of ideas. I get people coming to me with ideas. I get people coming with me with investment opportunities, and I have a lot of those. But that's not what you guys want, and that doesn't make any difference to me whether or not they come to me. I'm here, and I feel that this job is here to represent you and help you move forward. This is my community.
So Alex McKinnon, next speaker. So Alex, can you keep an eye on Susan who's sitting in front of us here? She'll signify the 1 minute mark.
Welcome, elderly family, friends. I appreciate your participation today. It demonstrates to me that you are interested in what happens for me. Today gives me an opportunity to tell you what I am prepared to do as elected chief of Whut'en. My name is Alex McKinnon. I am a proud member of the Muslim family. I was born and raised in 14 days of Whut'en is my home, and always will always be. That is why I am concerned with what happens for the betterment of our community, our nation. I am a grandson to the late Chief Alexander Charles McKinnon, to the late Monica McKinnon, and to the late Charles McKinnon. I am the son of Vincent McKinnon and Shirley Kent. I am running for the chief of Whut'en because I believe I can do a good job representing the interests of the nation and its members. You can expect 100% of my commitment to the community, my role, my responsibility as a chief. There will be no empty promises from council under the leadership. Everything will be transparent and we will be accountable. Fair decision-making process will be in place for the KO hold. I will work with administration to ensure policies and processes are in place and are followed for a better working environment and a better service delivery to our members. There will be compassion, professionalism, respect, and accountability under my leadership. Dalai Lama once said, a lack of transparency results in distrust and a deep sense of insecurity. In saying that transparency builds trust, and without trust, you won't have success. Honesty and transparency is key for a better outcome of our nation. I come from Whut'en, I live in Whut'en, and I'm proud to be a member of Whut'en. I want to work for you. Awesta.
Thank you. Thank you for being fun. The next speaker. After long agonizing, soul searching, I've decided to be planned. So I know that I'm not following policy, and I'm not too sure if they're here on the ballot, but I'm just letting everybody here know that I am not going to run for the position. Masti. Okay. There's one that has declined. Your last candidate is Ann Sam. Keep an eye on the Susan Barford, the returning officer. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Anne Marie Sam. I'm the granddaughter of Mildred and Frank Martin and Eliza and Justa Sam. My parents are Florence and Ernie Sam and Fred Sam. I only have a few notes in front of me, and I just really wanted to share with you my commitment to NACASI. I know I'm lucky that I've been supported by NACASI all my life. Living here, growing up here, being born here in the hospital, and this has always been my home and will always be my home. And I'm nervous. So I'm a member of the Kwah Youth Plan, and that's something some people don't know about me, that I was born in the LISA Youth Plan, and I'm honored to be part of still connected to LISA Youth, and I'm honored to be part of my dad's plan. It was a wish of my grandmother, Eliza. My dad died in 1974, and we completed that process 40 years later. And so some of the goals that I have for NACASI is a focus on NACASI governance and turn it internally. There's a vote today for CSTC, vegan CSTC. I think we need to set our priorities of what is important for NACASI, what we want to put out there for our governance on the lands, on our health, being able to deal with the issue of drug dealers in our community, of supporting them so they can live healthier lives. We are a community, we heard the concerns we had about the RCMP, of being over-policed but under-protected, and we need to change that. We need to develop Indigenous or DAC health governance systems so that we're supporting and upholding all our people and not pushing anybody to the side. And so with that NACASI governance process, it looks at our KO system and our natural resources. It looks at how we want to develop housing, and we really need to be able to tell government and industry what is expected when you come into NACASI territory. So that's one of my goals that I want to focus on. The next goal is around economic development. And I know there's lots of discussion, and we're really lucky of where we're situated, that we've had the opportunity to develop businesses that support our schools and recreation programs. But there has also been a lot of focus on big projects, and I think we need to again look at what the needs are of our individuals, so that it's not just big companies that are, being able to succeed, but that individuals can succeed and build their own businesses and support our community through their businesses. We need to look at co-op programs or other opportunities of entrepreneurs and to help in developing a strong community economic process. The third goal, I think, is really important, and it was mentioned by previous candidates, of supporting our staff and working with our administration to support our staff so that our services to our members are there, that the services that our members need are provided for them. We are doing a great job in NACASI. We can continue doing more stuff and adding new things, but I think it's supporting our staff in the band office, our health center, our natural resource office, and all the programs that are there, that we're going to see changes and differences in our community. I'm here to advocate for all, and I just wanted to say that let us together continue to strengthen our nation, not just with words or speeches, but with actions and in truth. And I just thank you for listening to me today.
Okay, we're gonna have the counselors, come up and have their speeches. It's gonna be for 3 minutes. And to let you know right away, 2 candidates have withdrew their name from the council. And that is Francois Guy-Prince and Sharon Bird. I have letters from them stating it. So at the advance polls, I will have the letter to inform everybody that their name is on the ballot, and same with Georgina Thomas. Their names are on the ballot, but I have the letters stating that they withdrew. So anybody that has voted, because mail-out ballots have already went to community members, any votes that come in for those candidates will be null and void. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. So again, we'll be randomly drawn for the council candidates. First candidate to come up and speak for the councillor position is Bruce Prince. Again, you have 3 minutes. There's a 1 minute mark. Susan will be waving the flag at you. Is Bruce Prince in the building? Second call for Bruce Prince. Third and final call. No word from Bruce Prince. Your second candidate to speak as a council candidate will be Albertina Erickson.
Hi. Everybody knows me as Tina, but the last time I ran, I think I lost because my name is Albertina Erickson, so that's what will be on the ballot. And a lot of people last time I ran that said to me afterwards, I looked for your name, you weren't on there. So I wanted to clarify that. I'm the daughter of Louis Erickson and Sally Prince. I'm Lucille, and I've mainly grown up here. I spent some time away when I was married, and also when I had to go to work. The reason I let my name stand when I was nominated is that I have politically concerns about the negotiations that our First Nations seem to be pushed into right now, provincially. We're entering into government-to-government negotiations, and I think that, especially in terms of forestry, and they want to talk about title. And in the title fight, they want us to define our lands. And they have all these different mechanisms that they want us to use. And I think for me, I would like to be present or have some say in how Nak'azdli negotiates those things. Because for me, the most important thing always is our DACA way of doing things. The priority for me is always the land, the earth, how we can protect it. The second thing is community and family. I try and make the judgment calls that I make at any of my meetings based on those beliefs. And so I try to apply that for myself too, because I think that to work towards balance in community, then I have to work on myself in every aspect that I need to be balanced in order to help the community to be balanced. So that's basically what I'm standing on right now. But I think it's really important to have people who can analyze, who can look at the situation and really promote Nakasley as a community who's always protected our lands. Our grandmothers and our grandfathers stood for that. And at the end of my day, that's something I'd like to say that I would like to be remembered for.
Thank you. Your third speaker will be Fred Sam.
Good afternoon, everybody. Merci for having me. Let you merci Kenny and Alexandra for nominating me for the chief position. I did a lot of soul searching for a while. I want you, so finally I said, I'm steady flow for now. And whoever gets the chief, you have my support. I'm a proud member of NACAD. I've always been talking to a much family. One of the things that I want to be inclusive in our government is having our traditional government somewhere with us too, so we can turn to them for questions about the land and so on. And very simply, I care for NACAD. I've always cared for NACAD. I care for NACAD people. And it's inclusive of people that live in the urban areas. And not a lot of people in the urban areas, they have a hard time making ends meet, especially the youth. I want to be an advocate for the people who live away from home. And just to help them see what kind of benefits that we can provide for them. In a database, our language. I belong to a small people linguistic society. And I heard people here say we're concerned about our language, that we need more people involved in that area. I want to keep pushing that. We have a small group, like I say, but we don't have a home. So we need a home for our language group, so to teach how to do things. And in my 9 years and before that, too, I've touched cases with a lot of our youth. I've seen what they've done. I travel with some of you. And I really care about what's happening to them. I care about some of them are falling through the cracks. I think we need to help them, guide them, just help them through that kind of the setting up more programs. I think for birds, we're having a program for birds in our community, and I think I'll press more in that area. And as for employment, I think we need to look at IDAs, whether the workforce, joint ventures, and also partnerships. I think we need to develop partnerships, whether it's government, industry, because that's where the employment, we have a lot of people working outside of here. I really welcome that team, that view. And one of the areas, I know that helping person that can't really work properly. I think that's where I want to work in the health side of things. Also in the recreation side, like I mentioned, things going on for them. And one thing I like to stress is that I've been here, been on council for many years, just working with different groups like our staff. I think we have awesome staff here at work. In the last 9 years, we have so much different staff that I want to develop them. Not just point fingers at them for doing a bad job, but I think we need to all do that ourselves too. So, and the community and the fellow councillors, I think we together. So, and then I have a good listen here. Must be.
Okay, your next speaker is Dominica Thomas. Dominica Thomas in the building. Okay, Manika Thomas, I hear she's at work. Your next speaker is Ronald Sam. Is Ronald Sam in the building? Okay.
Good afternoon. Once, a while ago, a couple of months ago, for the posters went up for nominations for the coming election this year. I was urged by friends and family to seek election again, so I said, so here I am. I was a councillor for one term for 2 years. I was band manager for 4 years. So I basically have an understanding of how council operates, and administratively, I know how the programs work. Back in '92 when I was elected, I had big dreams. When I got elected, I had dreams. I said I was going to change this, I was going to change that. And it took me a while to they brought me back down to earth, and it made me realize that I'm only one thing of a vote. Here at the council level, the council or the government body of this land, and I realize I'm only one vote. So basically, what I learned as 2 years came along, I had to start lobbying fellow councillors and tell them this way or that way, whichever way the decision will make. Hopefully, what I'm basically trying to say is that a decision needs to be made by majority of 8. So 5 out of 8, 5 of them is majority vote. So when they make a decision, hopefully the decisions that you make are going to benefit the band. So that is probably one of the reasons that I wanted to run again. So the other thing I'd like to mention too, like come election day, any young people that are 18 before August 15th, come out and vote. It's a constitutional right that everyone that's 18 and over come out and vote. Vote for whoever you want. Vote for whoever you think. Don't be deterred by anyone to say, want you to vote for him or her. Vote where you want. And last but not least, I see there's a whole long list of candidates. I wish them all well on election day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronald. Your next speaker is Arnold Thomas. Arnold Thomas in the building. Is there the final call? Arnold Thomas. Your next speaker, Violet Prince. Violet Prince. Violet Prince. Final call, Violet Prince is not in the building. Your next speaker will be Keisha Prince. Keisha Prince. Again, for council, we have 3 minutes. Keep an eye on Susan Bartlett, the electoral officer. She will signify when you have 1 minute left.
My name is Keisha Prince. I am the daughter of Ida Barry Prince and the granddaughter of Donna Haskell and Peter Burke, and the late Lynn and Peter Prince. I am part of the Resilient Plan. I am privileged to be here, to be part of our band's democratic process for leadership. I choose to be part of our band's potentially bright and successful future. I know this will be gained only through honesty and hard work. I believe in our people. I know our people. We are more than capable to create a strong, independent nation. We need confident leadership. I am hurt by the level of health in our community. I will go house to house to discuss this with everyone, and together we can improve the health of our community. So don't be surprised if any of you see me coming up to your place. I know that leaders of a nation can affect a lot of lives. I want to make a difference for the children. I feel their need for attention and affection. Our children want to mend nets, a set net, cut up fish, smoke and can fish, hunt moose, hunt bear, do the hides, and pick berries, make jams, and many more cultural activities we should all be doing. I am aware of the struggle and hardships our young parents go through. Our young parents need our love and support like their children need their love and support. I know the importance of the band's need for successful business. INAC funding is time limited. We need to be prepared for INAC cutbacks. I sense a disconnection between chief and council and economic development. Economic development seems to have nobody to answer to. We need more good jobs for our band members. I know nepotism exists in our community, but it has no place here. We need to tend to our elders more. They love the attention, and we can learn more from their special knowledge. Merci for your time and interest.
Okay, the next speaker is Bert Tim Erickson. He did send a message. He had to go to work, so he's unable to be here with us today. Your next speaker is Ramona Joseph. And Susan will be timing. Signify when it's a 1 minute mark.
Okay, most of you know me as Ramona Joseph, and I think that's what the name's going to be on the ballot, but I go by hand. So, anyways, I am one of a kind product from Susie Q and George Joseph. My grandparents were Copper Joe and Josephine Austin, and Baba and Monica McKinnon. After a lot of soul searching, I have decided to run for council, obviously, because I'm standing up here. I said that from my family and friends, with, talking me into coming up here and running for council again. I think they believe in me. Oh, I know that they believe in me, they wouldn't ask me to run. I have one daughter who gave me both grandsons, Trey, Jiver, Trip, and Cooper, and the late family of 9 Prince. She said she was going to keep trying for a girl, and I said, no, I can't do it anymore. I share Tina's values, and she said what I wanted to say. Actually, I think she copied my notes. I didn't know we were going to have this kind of format. I thought we were going to pick questions out, so I wasn't really prepared to say anything up here. And I'm going to finish. This is my the end of my 3-year term, and like I said, my family and friends asked me to run again for 4-year term is going to be a long time, you guys. And you really need to think who you're going to have in there. You're going to be stuck with us unless you finish some of them. But, you got to really think that. And I guess from what I've been hearing already, a lot of strong young women. That's who we need. I know the men don't like to hear this, but well, some of you don't. But the ladies, you're stepping up to the plate, and thankful. I think we're going to go far with you. Your next speaker is J. Owen Prince. J. Owen Prince. He's out of town. J. Owen Prince. Your next speaker is Crystal Ballard. Again, keep an eye on Susan. At your 1 minute mark, she will signify. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Crystal Millard, born into the Dumasi clan. My young life was strongly influenced by spending time out on the KO, which is our main source of life. I was taught to respect everything, the land, the animals, and our people, as all are one. During my life, I have been advocating for our basic human rights, protection of traditional territories for future generations, justice for missing men, women, and children, violence against women, and to address all challenges that we may face in unity. During my first term as a councillor, I acquired immense knowledge of the diverse departments, policies and procedures, strategic plans, our ongoing projects and agreements. I strive for a healthier, culturally strong, and sustainable community. It's an honor to serve our membership and to be a strong voice for the people. If I am given the opportunity to serve a second term, I am committed to doing my best and working hard towards cultural revitalization, language preservation, transparency, equality, ensuring health and wellness, with honesty and integrity. Snatch off to everyone for their guidance, support, encouragement on my journey, and to those who believe in me. Awetsa.
Your next speaker is Jody Sam. Jody Sam. Again, you have 3 minutes. Keep an eye on Susan, right in front of us, to signify when you have the 1 minute mark.
Please join some, like that, for the consideration of being a counselor. Hello. The reason I'd like to be here is to facilitate the change. There's too many things that have been tabled or talked about for too long. Everything that I see and hear are things that I would like to go from this point forward objectively and without bias to help us as people move forward. Not one for words, but that's basically all I want to do, is to let people know how our governments, all level of governments, should be handled, with including the chief and council level, municipal, provincial, federal, how we should be taking care of our children, because after we're gone, that's who we need, and we'd like to keep them strong, mentally, physically, and knowing that what we're going to leave behind will be in good hands. That's pretty much it for me. Let's see.
Okay, our next speaker is Laura Lee Danahy.
Laura Lee was here earlier, and she sent her apologies that she couldn't stay, she had family commitments and medical commitments that she had to attend to, and she really sent her apologies that she couldn't attend this forum. Thank you.
Your next speaker is Benson McKinnon Jr.
My brother was here earlier. He was wanted to attend the forum, but due to our main access road into our tail plant, he had to go to let it out. There's only 3 of us that take care of our tails, so he went to see with that flooding problem. So he sent his apologies to the membership.
Thank you. Your next speaker is John B. Erickson. John B. Erickson. Final call, John B. Erickson. Your next speaker is Wayne Sam. You have 2 minutes, and Susan will signify at the 1 minute mark.
Hi everyone. My mom was Lynn Sam, my dad was John Sam. I just finished my first term counselor, and I learned quite a bit from Chief Red Sam and Sam. I think McKinnon teach me quite a bit. Trying to copy them and learn a little more from them. I could do another term again and keep doing as much as I can. I got on the first time I got on the one that I helped the youth. Like our youth, I was having a hard time getting ahead in sports, moving up, get out of town. I wanted to get them out of town and travel around. And get no
not too much help, it's kind of fundraise for money and everything. So I got on to try and help them. And while I was on council, I learned more stuff, like how to ban was run, how to run the businesses in town, what kind of decisions to make. Council makes very big decisions on that. And sometimes you get slack for things, and sometimes you don't appreciate it. But it's lots of work to get a council, you get lots of traveling. Sorry, I didn't bring my speech. And I went down to get back on turf and help everybody as much as I can. But a good learning year. It's good to meet the LNG. And I keep saying no to other companies, so I like to take care of our KO as much as I can. My dad is here, I take care of him, make sure whenever I get any boost, basically share with everyone, so I try to do that as much as I can. I keep my knowledge of teach people, teach young ones how to appreciate that. That's about all I got today. Thank you, must be on. Bye.
Your next candidate that will be speaking will be Pete Erickson. Then you have 3 minutes. Keep an eye on Susan. She'll signify at the 1 minute mark.
One minute, took 1 minute to do that. Yeah. 1 minute's gone, 2 minutes left. Yeah.
Good afternoon, and I really want to thank everybody for being here. It's a weekday, and I think you've dedicated a lot of your time, and just through that people are very interested in what happens in Nakasley, and it's really important. One of the things I want to ask you right away is, like, where are we now? And it's really important that we start to recognize where we are with all the new court decisions, with all the LNG now dead, Enbridge is dead finally. We spent a lot of time, like I said, I went to Toronto, I went to Calgary, I went very good to stop Enbridge. My daughter's a beaver person, she loves the environment, she helped me with all our Enbridge slogans, she made up signs. She had a Halloween costume when she was a kid to stop Enbridge. And so I've got a really keen sort of vision to create it, being a father of Tessa and Randall. They're really wild kids, and it's lots of fun. But one of the things they wanted is more youth-centered activities. And I think we always say we're speaking for the youth, we're speaking for the future. But at the same time, we talk about fixing up the bingo hall for our youth, and that just doesn't work for me. I think the youth deserve better, and I think one of the things that I had in the 25-year plan in capital housing and lands is to develop a whole center out there with new soccer fields, new ball fields, new arena, create a whole new center centered around the youth, for the youth. And listen to what they say. Don't just say, I'm here for the youth. I'm here and I'll help them get to one tournament. That's not speaking for your youth. Speaking for the youth means that 25 years from now, when they're young adults and they have young children, you have the services for them. We need a huge supply of housing for young families. And it takes more than talk to do that. And I think it's time that we really see the youth. Everybody says, what about now? Everybody saying, oh, LNG is dead, you've ruined our future, we have no economic. That's not true. Solar power, wind power, sustainable energy are huge businesses. They're one of the fastest growing makers of money in the world. And we did a study, we paid for a study that Nakawa Youth did right at Nakawa. We know about the solar and wind that's available here. We have that information.
It's a huge opportunity that Naka's was so far has failed to engage in. When you talk, the other thing that we talk about the engaging with traditional people. Right now, this meeting can be set up in a traditional manner. So that you sit with your brothers and sisters in your clan and you take the time to make and build that relationship. You know it?
No, just more getting.
Gee, a little bit not. I was just going to start it with a song. But anyway, I just want to really thank you all. And make sure you hold everybody. When you vote for, you're holding people to their word. I think that's really important. Thank you.
The next speaker is Kenny Stack. And we have 3 minutes. Susan will signify at the 1 minute mark.
Little background for myself, for the younger generation. I'm the son of Rosie, Johnny Sam, raised from the year ago by Rosie and legendary. I was told a few years ago that because we're so scattered, I'm so scattered, I should say, that the trees are bad. The Bible we have to choose, we have to fight that thing. One of the bigger ones is about our land. And for your information, Big Kahul is our Keo. He's the boss, he's the head man of our Keo right now. But he chose me as a spokesman. I think I'm a very strong spokesman for him, for our Keo. And I think there's more research, more accountability has to be done for our Keo, for our land, for the very reason that we're here. It wasn't for our land, if we were sold out, we were lands given away and whatever, we wouldn't be so strong. So I think in the future, I think together with the Kale people and with the community chief council, we can be very strong forces to deal with. And you want a strong voice for the defense of our KOs, you can vote for me.
Your next speaker is Howard Sam.
Hello everybody, I guess everybody knows me. What I want to talk about is our children in care. It seems like nobody is talking about that. And I want to try to be an advocate for getting our children back into our town on reserve here. Because one of my grandchildren, my grandson is in care for the last 2 years, and I won't be able to get that 2 years back that it's been away from me. And I used to take him for walks every day, but the last 2 years, nothing. So I want our children back in our reserve. And another thing is nobody's been talking about is our drug problem on the reserve area. Everybody knows
dealers are. I see young children going to drug dealers, and it makes me sad. And just I get or my friends, family who have drug problems, and it makes me mad. And like Pete said, RCP wash their hands on a drug dealer. They're not doing nothing. I think we have to stand up and do something. But one man can't do it by himself. We need this whole community to do stuff like this. And that's all I have to say. And yesterday, I was going to say thank you to Jenny and her health staff. As you know, my wife had cancer, and especially Jody Man and Jackie for helping us and for fundraising for us from the band staff. Sherry's cancer-free now, and I want to thank you all. Thank you.
Howard? Your panel speaker will be Carl Leon. Is there Carl Leon in the building? Okay, Carl Leon, there's no answer, so. Okay, we're going to randomly pick some questions here. I'm hoping they noted. If it's for chief or council, we're not going to go through all of them. The purpose of the candidates forum is for you to hear the platforms, and if you need to talk to them, you can search them out, or candidates can go and search you out. Okay, this is the chief candidate question. So the chief candidates will have a minute to answer the questions. This one is, if you become chief, do you plan to do something about our homeless problem? Also help with our housing problem. So I will just look to the three candidates that spoke. And we can have volunteers to answer the questions here. You can go first.
Thank you. In terms of homelessness, right now I do belong to the BC Association nonprofit housing. I've been involved with them for about 2 years. I do have some ideas in terms of addressing some of the homelessness issues. In our family, we've discussed these little homes, small homes. That's been a discussion at our kitchen tables and around our campfires for a while. We've done a lot of research in terms of accessing dollars for those. I do belong, work very closely with Leo Hebert in now the Prince Aboriginal Housing in Prince George, and he's expressed some interest in terms of having a housing society here and taking over some of the housing here. As you can see, I don't know if any of you have gone to visit the pit house, but they're a pretty good builder. I can teach you guys how to build your own little pit house over there, so that would be very important for you to think about those things.
Okay, Alex?
Homelessness is an issue that is not only our problem, it's a national problem. We say that we're going to address the housing shortage that we currently reside in. That is a problem our community has to solve. And with a great team of leaders, whoever you choose to be those leaders, we can make the steps necessary to end our housing shortage. Recently, the council has Evine has started the housing society that is to help, hopefully help alleviate some of the housing shortages. The council on many cities has taken steps and initiatives to already address the housing shortage in Whut'en province.
Thank you. And
I was going to highlight also the Housing Society. I think that's a great opportunity for NACASI to address the issues of homelessness on our reserve. We also, last year in Vancouver, we went to a leadership meeting and had a chance to meet with some of the ministers there and talk to BC Housing. And there's a lot of programs out there where you get housing on reserve and also off reserve. And there's other First Nations out there that are looking at different programs and different options. And also, finally, I think it's not just the NACASI issue, but needing to work with our neighbor nations like Glasgow and Whut'en, because a lot of our members are housing members from other nations also. And so just trying to come up with a plan together to support all our people.
thank you, Anne.
Oh, I did.
There was a question to outgoing councillors who I think you want to listen to incoming councillors and what they plan to do. Okay, this is for both chief and council, so there's a lot of council candidates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the question. We randomly picked 3 council out because I separated the ones that are here and the ones that aren't here, and get the chiefs to answer this too. How will you take care of yourself or practice self-care if elected in as chief or council? These are demanding positions that require healthy, right-minded people. You will be watched. We need to see and witness healthy leadership. So we randomly pick a council candidate, and that candidate can answer this. We will pick 3 and then the 3 chief candidates. The first pick is Fred Snap. And there's 1 minute for each answer. Linda will signify.
I think I talked about earlier, I talked about being healthy and that we need to work with people who need to be healthy ourselves. And one of the things I always say, I want to walk more, and it's really hard to get started. But when I go to Vancouver, I do a lot of walking, so I come home with shin splints. So it's really important that we, not only ourselves, but I think our staff, we start a group or something. Instead of having this type of lunch, maybe let's go for a quick walk. But I want to implement something like that for our staff. Let's see.
Crystal Millard.
I believe it is very important to be healthy mind, body, and soul while in this position, and to reach a standard where you're respected by all community members. And during my last term, I quit drinking, and I didn't go partying. I didn't go out and involve myself in any of that toxic energy, and it helped me to be more balanced and to be more positive with my actions and with my decisions and what I make as a council member. And I don't judge anyone who lives by this, and all of us are on the wagon, off the wagon, making mistakes, dealing with trauma, dealing with pain and hurts that many are scared to ask for help with. And to to anyone who needs help. Utilize the services in the community as much as you can. And believe that you are never alone. Our ancestors are always with you, and our elders and people there to help you during difficult times.
Third council member, Whut'en. For the chief candidates, I will go in the reverse order that I did earlier.
Don't do drugs and don't drink. I'm always traveling or then I'm always trying to watch what I eat. I'm always busy or then doing stuff and then never stay one place. I like traveling and eat right out there. Live off the land, right off the land. Eat for much stuff I get in the bush only. That's whenever I eat.
Self-care. So for me, the big thing is I know when I'm feeling disconnected that I need to be back out on the land. So going out to our KO right now is berry picking season. I know we're keeping everybody away from that, so that's really important. Medicine picking, hanging out with my tea club at my sister's house, sitting around the fire and just enjoying company with my family and friends. And I think just being part of community activities like our canoe trip. So for the last 5 years, I've done the 5-day canoe trip, and that's, for me, it just helps my soul. And sunrun training, I've completed this year the 10K run in Vancouver. And also just being part of ceremonies, going into the sweat with Jolene has a sweat down at her grandmother's house. And then my children, being with my children. So that's how I plan on just keeping doing what I'm doing.
Take care of myself and self-care. I do entertain social drinking every now and then. I'm not a big drinker anymore since my baby was born, and we were having complications and whatnot. So I go out for a drink every now and then. I'm not a chronic drinker, it's no problem. But for self-care, I enjoy being out on the land. I eat this highly of traditional food. I enjoy being out in our tail, and that's where I find, it clears my mind, it clears my soul. I speak to my ancestors every morning for them to give us guidance in the decisions we make every day. I'm going to continue on with my life. I'm not going to say I'm going to go do this, going around the club. I'm not going to be walking every day and stuff like that. I think I take care of myself pretty good. I'm still alive.
There you go. Good luck.
For me, it's my culture. It's quite healthy. I hunt and fish. I eat a lot of traditional foods. Delicacy for me is chicken. And so I try to get out there. I work out every morning at the pool, working out with water aerobics and things like that. I think the culture, I sing and drum, and dance and fly, so that's sort of brought out the picture. So I try to stay healthy just by, talking with family. One of the jokes we have in our family is, well, we'll probably never need a counselor because we've got a smokehouse, and we stand around out there and eat and fish, and we just talk it out and come up with solutions with each other. So I think family is very, very important. I make sure I balance my time with my kids and my grandkids, and work hard every day.
Thank you, Lynn. Okay, there's a specific question for the chief candidate, it's to ask housing issue. What will we do to make sure that all members living on the Crosby are housed and looked after? And
Thank you for the question. I think working closely with Aileen, having Aileen back in our housing and development is capital is great. And so I think we're looking at multi-family housing, so a townhouse complex, and also at during the ADA, there's asked to look at apartment buildings. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there to the small houses, tiny house nation. If you watch HGTV, it's very encouraging that you can have. I actually live in a one-bedroom cabin right now with me and my two daughters, so we're living in tiny houses. So I know it can be done, but I think we have a strong staff member that is going to look out and be watching out for the best opportunities for housing for our community.
thank you, Anne. Okay. I think this is probably for all candidates. We'll get the chief answered. Pick 3 more other council candidates. Question is, Crosby is at a critical point in time. Each candidate, are you for or against pipeline development for the Crosby or for the PRGP and CGL? Yes or no? So we'll go in the other order this time. We'll ask Vince to answer this, Alex to Sam, and then Anne, and we'll pick 3 other council candidates.
So my vote was no for the pipeline agreements that were presented to this band. And I maintain and always will maintain that if Enbridge figures they're going to build an oil pipeline through our territory, they're going to shoot me off that line. So my for development, you bet I am, because there's opportunities that we have, there's honey production, there's greenhouse growing food. There's a lot of opportunities that we have in this region that we haven't even explored to the full extent yet. So I don't think that there's I don't believe that there's a need for the type of development that industry is proposing and trying to shove down our throats, and it will continue to be no until they can do it respectfully.
Thanks, Vince. Alex?
This question I brought to you before, and I'm going to just reiterate what I hate. That decision is not up to me. That decision is up to the members, to the KO holders. And whatever that decision comes from you, the people of NACAG, is I would stand behind that decision and support that decision. I cannot make that decision on your behalf. You people, you stewards of the land, you members hold that power to give us that direction. Thank you.
I agree with Alex that this is not our decision, that it is a community decision. And the process that Angel set up, helped to set up with Copper Moon on LNG, really engaged our community. And out of that, it was easier for council to make the decision, because we're hearing both the economics and the negative parts of it. But I think by us developing our governance and our land use plans and our economic development plans, that as a community we could set the path forward of what is important and what our priorities are. Thanks.
Okay, for the council, is Howard Sam still here? Howard Sam? Ronald Sam? Ronald Sam still here?
No, I'm really not against, I'm against the pipeline. But you could talk yourself blue in the face. The corporate, multinational companies that are building these pipelines probably have their politicians in their pocket. You could do all the protests you want to say that you're against it. In my mind, they're going to go through it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronald. Is Peter still in the building, please? Pete, can you answer this question?
Personally, I've spent a lot of time over the last few years campaigning against pipelines, against unsustainable, unrealistic goals by private companies. My children are very young, and I said that I wouldn't leave that fight to them. And personally, I've been a huge advocate of stopping the greenhouse charge on the planet. With that being said, as a politician, if you have the majority of NACA and you want to talk about it, you have to talk about it. You can't just say, well, I'm against pipelines, so I'm going to throw it out the window. You still have to listen, but my personal opinion is I do not like pipelines, I don't trust the pipeline companies, and I don't like the damage you're doing to our planet. But at the same time, if that person wants to engage in it, that's part of your responsibility as an elected official.
Thank you. In consideration of time, this is where I will be talking about, but what Alyssa and I talked about, and Alyssa has a good suggestion, all of the questions that were answered and all of the questions that are in the box that are not answered will be typed up and they will be posted on the Facebook page. So if each candidate does their due diligence and follow up with these questions, you'll be able to gauge their answers or talk to them personally. So that's one way of following up with it. Because there was a mixture of ADA and the candidates forum, we still need to take care